During the Egyptian Pre-Dynastic Period, sometime around 3400 BC, a small terracotta figurine was created by a member of the Naquada culture. Modern scholars have identified it as a votive figure of the goddess, Bat. This figure, also a representation of the goddess Bat, was created 870 years later during the Old Kingdom period in 2530 BC. The same goddess, depicted in Egyptian art, spanning centuries, makes us wonder about the development, durability, and evolution of Egyptian religious belief. Ancient Egyptians believed that creation and time began out of primeval waters, called Nun, from out of darkness. At the moment of creation, a mound rose out of the waters upon which the creator sun god, Ra, appeared and brought light to the world. Upon the mound, Ra created from his own body, Shu and Tefnut, the primary male and female forces in the universe. The two coupled and created Jeb, god of the earth, and Nut, goddess of the sky. Between the forces of the earth and the sky, four more gods were created: Osiris, Seth, Isis, and Nephthys. The eldest god, Osiris, was the god of order and wisdom. He was revered as the first king who brought Egypt to civilization. His brother, Seth, was the opposite, the god of ignorance, chaos, and destruction. Seth murdered Osiris and cut him into pieces, which he scattered across Egypt. Isis, the sister and consort of the dead Osiris, succeeded in collecting Osiris's body parts and, with the aid of Seth's wife, Nephthys, and her powerful magic, brought Osiris back to life. With her resurrected husband, Isis conceived of a son, the hawk-headed Horus, who avenged his father and displaced Seth as king of Egypt. For over 2,500 years, all Egyptian pharaohs were identified with Horus while alive and with the resurrected Osiris after they died, giving the pharaoh divine status within Egyptian society. Other gods and goddesses included Khonsu, the moon god, son of the sun god, Ra. One of the most beloved deities was Thoth, the god of knowledge, writing, and magic. When a vengeful Seth tore out Horus's hawk eye, Thoth restored it with the power of his wisdom. The restored eye of Horus became a symbol of protection in Egyptian art. The extremely popular goddess, Atha, was Thoth's sister. While a vengeful protector of the sun god, Ra, her beneficent side represented music, dance, joy, love, sexuality, and the care of mothers. While Atha oversaw human fertility, her sister, Bat, oversaw animal fertility. All combined, the sisters and their sun god father, Ra, helped to ensure human abundance. Helping to protect the grain, which was the main source of sustenance for many Egyptians, was the beloved cat goddess, Bastet. Bastet was most likely inspired by domesticated African wild cats who controlled rodent populations that would otherwise threaten precious stores of grain. But perhaps the most powerful of Ra's daughters was Mat, the goddess of truth and justice. Ancient Egyptian morality held that a virtuous soul's heart should be no heavier than a feather. The feather of truth, held by Mat, was the ideal upon which all virtuous peoples were to aspire to. The feather of Mat was used to measure the weight of the deceased's heart to determine if their car, their life force, would be blessed in the afterlife. Overseeing this judgment was Anubis, the guardian of the underworld, who, along with Seth, would record the virtues and vices of all who passed through their divine inspection. Such sacred preservation of knowledge was a part of a culture that produced the Book of the Dead, a collection of texts buried with the deceased as a guidebook to Egyptian beliefs. It is from these written texts that we today are still able to understand the complex and wonderful concepts of creation, life, and mortality from peoples that lived over 2,000 years ago. In the end, it has been the preservation of knowledge, through artistic expression and the written word, that has ensured the truest means of our own immortality.